So, Jesse, I'm Akila. JL's in the cuts right now. We're going to make a video about, what's his name? There's so many of them. Alton Sterling. There's so many of them that we don't even remember anymore. So, today another innocent black man was killed. And a hashtag Blue Lives Matter is made. Literally. Like, there's no respect for a man selling CDs out of his car. Whether it's illegal or not, shooting and killing somebody who was unarmed and all he did was sell CDs. Like, when you hear stories like this, is that Jalil? Is that Jalil? Shh. Come here. Come here. I'm being serious. Okay, whatever. I'll say it. Like, my brother just walked in the door, and I feel like every time he goes out, I worry whether he's going to come back alive or not. Because he's black. Because he's a 6'2"
Bro, what is this?
Black man.
What is
We're
this?
making a video about the most recent unarmed black man who was just selling CDs out of his freaking car. And how they shot him, what, 6 times?
Yep, 6 times in the chest.
6 times in the chest. Who knows? Who's, like, it could have been my brother tonight. Who knows? It could have been Jesse tonight. Who knows?
No.
No, you can't say no because you never know who it's going to be. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody's going to hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm only 17. Jesse's going to be 18. JL's 19. And people think that we just, like, don't care or we don't say anything. But it's true. You guys are just, like, we're just sitting around as we watch more and more black people. JL, what was the situation? Somebody feels as though we were talking about people shouldn't be reposting and posting videos and images of black people being murdered and manslaughtered and brutalized and tortured, because why? It's traumatizing to see that. I shouldn't have to watch an innocent black person being dragged or brutalized or beaten or killed. That's traumatizing. I've probably seen more black people being killed than anybody should my age. And it's because the era we're in. People say racism is gone. Racism is not gone. Racism is very much still alive.
I'm just upset at the people that video record and everything.
And don't do anything
about it.
You sit here and you're watching somebody that you should call your brother being killed. And yeah, I am crying because it's sad. You shouldn't have to. Like, we sitting here watching people that are the same skin color as I am being killed.
For no reason.
For no reason. And people say, oh, well, Blue Lives Matter. And this guy said Blue Lives Matter. I've never had a problem with police, mostly because I'm not doing anything wrong. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
I never do anything wrong.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be Sandra Bland, who was she was on her way to a job interview, wasn't she? Yeah. She was just driving down a highway, and she never made it to the next day. Michael Brown, who was walking home from a freaking corner store, whether he got into it at the person who owned the store or not, he didn't steal. He didn't be violent. It's just the fact that he was a black man walking home. 6 foot, probably 300 pounds. It doesn't matter. Like Tamir Rice, he was just a little kid in a park playing with a toy gun. And it doesn't even matter. They felt like he could have been 7 years old. They probably still would have said he looked like he was 25. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what act you're doing. You could just be on your way home from work. You could just be outside playing with your kids. If you feel like you're a threat to them, you're going to be killed. That's just how easy it is. Now, people say that's still not fair to just blame all cops. There are good cops in this world. I have godparents that are cops. I love my godparents.
If you're such a good cop and you're not saying anything about this, you're just as bad as...
You're just as bad if you're a good cop not speaking up for anything. Cops know what protocol is, and cops know what's good and what's bad. I have parents who know what's good and what's bad. That's how it is. But for the cops who just simply sit there and do nothing about it is not right. It's not. We're sitting around and we complain on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but we're not saying anything. You're not doing anything about it. Black Lives Matter was a trend that black people started to, what's the word I'm looking for? To raise awareness and to simply, I'm looking for a specific word though. Simply just, we're just trying to show the world that even as black people, our lives still matter. It's not okay to just kill us off. We're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
We're here.
We're here to stay. We're just as anybody else. Our color is just a little bit different from you guys. It really just is. There's nothing different about us at all. And nobody feels that way because nobody says anything, and it's not fair anymore. Like, why should I have to sit here? People will try and say, oh, black people are loud, black people are ghetto, black people are unorganized, black people are messy, black people wear weaves.
Organized.
I love being black. That's never going to change. I love the skin I'm in. I mean, it's not like I can change it. I'm not going to bleach my skin to fit anybody's stereotypes ever. Sorry. I don't have to. And it's funny because people feel like ignorant people are everywhere. I live in Vacaville and ignorant people are here. Man. This is California. This is Northern California at that. She lives in freaking Oakland and people are still the same way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are. Somebody will call you out your name. They will call you the N-word. They will call you dirty. They will call you nasty. It doesn't matter anymore. We're all targets, no matter what you're doing or where you're from. It's got to change, though. But it can only change with everybody's help. There are too many of us black people here in this country. In this world.
To let this happen. There's too many people around here to just let this happen. Do something.
We're sitting here. We're just sitting here. Not doing a thing. If that means that we need to go on marches more and protest, even though some of them turn into riots, and
you can't just let this happen.
You can't just let this happen. I know
and
some
then
people
expect change and not do anything.
Look, I know some people are scared to go protest because it sometimes does quickly turn into riots, and riots turn into shoplifting and stuff, and it discredits the people who are out there for an actual good cause. But at the end of the day, you have to do something. And I don't want to create an uprising where people feel like just fighting the police, because that just, I mean, it's not going to solve anything. It's really just not. It doesn't matter whether.
I mean, when people riot, it's a sign that they're unsatisfied.
We're angry.
Their voices aren't being heard.
We're angry. You guys, I mean, who is the most recent? I'm sorry, there's just so many. I keep saying that. There's just so many people that that have been taken from this world for no reason. But who was the most recent case that went to trial? Was it Michael Brown?
No, it was he got killed. He was 12 years old.
Tamir Rice?
Yes.
Nobody got punished for his death. Sandra Bland, nobody got punished for her death.
Of course not.
Of course not. Because nobody cares. When you have with the jury system, oh my God, our court system is so messed up. An all-white jury, and that one black person and that one Hispanic person does not count as, what am I thinking of? That does not count as being like an equilibrium for you to keep it to like with that one minority. That's not minority.
That's not a jury of your peers.
It's not.
That is not a jury of your peers.
It doesn't help at all. I'm just tired of everybody just sitting around here and everybody acting like the world is okay. We have to do something. Whether we have to have an uprising, and that's what needs to happen, something has to happen. We have a freaking, and voting is in what, November? We have this freaking Donald Trump, of all people, coming to office, and what do you think he's going to make this country?
The president is supposed to unify the people. I don't see any unification at his rallies.
I don't see, honestly, if a Muslim woman were to walk into a freaking rally, and she can honestly just be there to support people, it doesn't matter. They don't want her there because she doesn't look like them. And she's automatically a terrorist or something. And when they look at somebody like me, I'm automatically ghetto or dangerous, and somebody that they feel like is a threat. None of us are safe. And we're really not. None of our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our nephews, our nieces, our cousins, it doesn't matter what you are, you're not safe. And it's going to only take an uprising for somebody to do something about it. We can't all just keep sitting here.
Like, it's exhausting as fuck, like, waiting, with bated breath, waiting for your family members or somebody that you care about to become the next hashtag that we fight for and that we use on Twitter. Such and such lives matter, Who wants to live like that?
I
Part of
don't.
why so many black people are committing suicide. It's part of why so many black people have post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, paranoia, anxiety. All these mental illnesses can be tied to watching their brothers, their sisters, their people being killed over and over again just for being alive. Just for living, we're going to kill you. And then we're going to blame you for being killed. Because it's your fault. You know, nobody told you to be black. Nobody told you to live while being black. It's all your fault. We wouldn't kill you if your skin wasn't so dark.
Things